We have some hippies out there and 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 hippies out there and
It feels so weird not having as much weed as usual. I feel naked. I feel like
It's early, bro. It's so fucking early.
What the fuck does that mean? Wake up, get high. That's what I do.
Wake and bake.
Wake and bake. I had to wait and wait to get high. What the fuck is that? That's not typical.
But we are back. Welcome, everybody. Back to the Hippy Chronicles. I'm AJONEZ. Obviously, with me, as always, we got Jay to my right.
What's good?
Our guest for today, Gemini Kai.
Hello.
And Kyle, of course.
Yeah,
the
what's
man
up,
with the
everybody?
plan.
Kyle
Man
always
with
has
the
a plan.
plan.
That's just his motto, like name motto. Kyle, man with the plan. K-Boog. You know what I'm saying?
K-Boogie.
Suge Knight behind the motherfucking photography lens and shit. If you
Somebody
don't
get
want
me
your
arrested.
manager dancing in all your videos,
Yo,
If you don't
last
want your
night.
manager,
come to Hippy
if you
Life.
don't want your manager reading your ad libs off your cell phone
Jesus
screen.
Christ.
Oh my God! Should we? Okay. Should we just start with how was our week and
Yeah,
jump
that's-
right into that real
yeah,
quick,
yeah,
or do you
right.
want to go how was our week
How was it?
I want to talk about it, bro. Like
first? Let's start with something light.
All right. Well,
How was everyone's week?
my week was good.
Get straight to it. Fuck my week, nigga.
Put some fire out there this week.
Yeah,
Yes, you
I
did.
made a new track. So yeah.
You do not seem hyped about it. This nigga made a new motherfucking track. He's trying to be modest. That shit is fire.
No,
We are
for
playing
real.
it before the end of the show. Can we do that?
Yeah, you can do that
Yeah.
for sure.
All right.
I
Because
just
it was
put it on my iTunes last night.
like you were saying on your Facebook Live. Like I had made that song a month ago,
times
right?
over, bro.
A month ago, and I was always like, I don't think this is it.
It was always hard though, but it was always missing something.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. We're just gonna wait on. I'm gonna trash that. I've tried it again. And then finally, like, I found this beat, and I was like, this is it. This
That's
is
the
it right here. And then I got to work a few hours later. Done. It was done. I was like, this is crazy, bro. Like, I was listening to it in my headphones. Like, this is crazy. This is so crazy.
Proud of
And
you,
I
man.
sent it to Jay, and now I'm back in the mix.
Back in the mix, man. Took a little break. You know what I'm saying? Had to get your mind right, and the music came out, bro. And I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic to hear it live this weekend.
That's gonna be great, man.
This
That's gonna
past
be really
weekend. Fuck it, whatever. I just can't wait to hear it live. Either way, I'll jump into it real quick. The week was dope. Had my first giveaway from my home bakery, the carrot cake that I sadly forgot today.
Damn it.
I know.
Shit.
I was that.
What a
we
day.
both dropped the ball. We
Yeah,
both dropped the
definitely.
ball because I told y'all in the group chat I'm gonna need a reminder, and I brought everything but the carrot cake.
I didn't even
And
think
weed.
about the carrot cake.
And weed.
I was just thinking about getting here on time.
Yo, young hippie showed up to the bakery with no weed. What kind of shit is that?
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Jordan today. This is
He's
Jordan.
today.
This is just Jordan.
Jordan.
But yeah, no. Shout out to Cheyenne Marshall. She is the winner and of the bakery. I'll definitely be doing those once a week. That's my goal, is to do them once a week. And I also do have the pastries on sale, usually by the slice or by the cake. So if that's something you're interested in, just hit me up on Instagram. But make sure you keep up with me on Facebook for the rules for the giveaways, because, like I said, I'm doing those once a week. Other than that, I've been just chilling, bro. Everything is good right now. Like I said, I'm just content with the way everything's been going. Like, there's no stress, you know what I'm saying, as far as the company. All that little petty shit in between. Just
You know, it's crazy because right now we're kind of like, we were just kind of trying to figure things out, but now we're just kind of doing business stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we're just kind of figuring out business, like real business stuff, like
networking
marketing.
hard as fuck now, bro.
How are we gonna get this? How are we gonna get that? Like that. Those are our concerns. When at first we used to be like, how are we gonna create content?
Yeah.
And that's like something we don't even worry about that anymore. We don't
I
even
think
worry about
since
that
we just stopped thinking about the content part, because we were so focused on having that outline.
right.
It's
Right.
like, fuck it, dude. Like, let's just do us. And that's what's been working. And niggas fuck with it. People want to come here. People know who we are. That's been
Ain't
great.
that what hippie life is about?
That's what it's about.
You
Like,
should see, like, everybody says that our vibe is just crazy. it's just
It was
crazy.
Y'all
dope
chill.
rolling into that club last
Do
night.
you-
Oh,
we were
man.
momming, like
There
we were
was, like,
literally momming. There was like eight of
us.
Eight
Yeah.
of us,
And
literally.
at least like 5 of us in hoodies.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Had the
fucking
colors on.
They had
Yeah.
to shout us out. Like there were so many
They-
of us in there. They
Yeah.
had to shout us out.
Shout out to
Like,
DJ Torch, man. DJ Torch shouted us out like 6 times last night
Hell yeah.
over the mic. Like, wow, people
During
are
the
performing. Like,
performance.
shout out Hippy Life. Wow,
For real,
like,
blast.
people are performing.
During the
I'm
chorus.
like, you know, and Jay's over there geeking and shit. He's like,
Yay.
I'm like, my nigga. I was like, be humble, but I'm like,
I was like, fuck that
He's like,
shit,
fuck
bro.
that. No, but
We in here.
it's cool, bro. Like, even at the King Down party when I ran into that
Yo.
cat and he's like, you know, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Jordan, you know, aka Young Hippie. He's like, you rap? No, I don't rap.
don't rap.
You know, I've tried. I've tried to write some
there was
shit.
a face. I had a face.
But I was like, nah, man, I just own the podcast, and told him the name of the podcast, and he was like, Hippy Life.
Yeah,
And he was like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm the owner. The owner? What's up, bro? And I'm
Boy,
like
look at
just
that.
geeking out. And I'm like, this is tight, bro. Like, I was like, there's my boy Jones right here. You know what I'm saying? We're deep.
Yeah.
And just like, it's paying off. And yeah, enough about me, man. Kai, what's up? How was
Gemini
your
Kai.
week?
My week, it was up and down. I got a lot of everything I needed to do. All my goals were checked off, so there's that. So it was a good week. I started off single, but now I'm single, so it's like
Big single.
big single, right?
single.
Ah.
They said that shit last week.
I mean, I hit my money goals. It was a good
There you-
week. Nothing
Hey,
too
there you
productive,
go.
just school and work, and finishing up the editing on my manuscript and looking for publishers. But other than that, just chill.
That's what's up. K Boogie, how was your week, my man?
It was normal.
Normal.
It was just moving forward. Just I felt like we were doing something every day, and
Feels like that, huh?
we're just
Moving,
we're
dude.
just moving, man.
Moving. Busy
So,
weekend.
Yeah, it was a busy weekend. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Do we want to
Exhausted,
talk about
bro.
last night? Real
Yes,
quick?
I
Let's
do.
talk about last night. We
I
hit it
do.
out too
I want to
long.
kind of try to interweave like what we got going on with Gemini Kai here, though. So you do poetry, right?
Yeah,
you
I
do
do.
poetry, right? Do you
Yeah.
like go into
Like
places,
open mics and
open
stuff.
mics
So
and
far
stuff like
right
that?
now, yeah.
Okay, so let's say you get big in poetry. Some
Mm-hmm.
people have managers or whatever.
Okay.
Don't you think it would be right for your manager to know your poetry? Like, be in tune with your
Absolutely.
poetry?
You should be able to, like, if I'm like, what poet, like, if I walk into an
Right.
open mic and I'm like, the audience is a little different than what I'm used to, I should be like, what should I do? And they should know exactly what I should do without me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They should know. They should
yeah.
know my work. That's their job.
So we're at the Icon Fridays, and there's an artist up there. I won't say any names or anything like that. And
Say it.
this is let's just first say, like Jay said, this is this
Stay
was
away
a
from
lady
the
show.
drum.
It was the lady show,
All ladies. It's supposed to be
All ladies.
Women's showcase.
and
Queen
he's
of
on
hip-hop.
stage with her,
Hype man,
hype man,
Flash manager.
reading her lyrics off of his phone with the microphone.
Oh, no. No. What? Okay,
Yes,
so, like,
yes.
did he have a verse or something? Or was
He was on
the
every
chorus?
song. He was on every fucking song.
And then he did
Was he
his
just, like,
own
hype
song.
manning it? Or was, like...
He
He
was
was hype
geez.
manning
was
it.
a
He's
hype man.
he's her manager
And her hype man.
and her hype man
And they did a
and
featured
her
song
and her
together.
producer and her producer.
Oh, jeez.
Doesn't know her work.
But like what I was
Well, he
telling,
has a lot going on. It sounds like he has
what
to
I was telling
do a lot
Kyle
of
is
shit.
like, how can you be an artist and manage another artist? Because you have your own biases, you have your own things. How can you make somebody successful when you want to be number one at what you do and they do the same thing? You know, it's impossible.
It was the same.
impossible.
So that happened for me. When I started actually going into the art
Right.
community, I started managing my brother Rockadopoulos, and he's a great artist. He's a great artist, a great businessman. Like, he has all that, but what he didn't get from me was like, let me do the business part of it and you do the artist part
Right.
of it. And he wanted to do both, and it's like, you can't. I don't think you can do that. Or you have to, like, I think
has
it was
to be
something you were saying. You
lines,
have to have a team, a good
boundaries.
team.
Yes, a good team.
Exactly. Like, it's so easy to say, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Because
Right.
it's, trying to collaborate with other people that aren't really in it, it's like, I'll just do it myself, and you get stuck in that mentality. But if you're really trying to make it big, you have to have a team. So that's kind of why I stepped back. I was like, you know what, I need to understand this artist side of it a little bit more, and that's why I started writing. So it's like I don't think I wouldn't be able to do the business part of it with my creative hat on, because it would be too too emotional. I would be too emotionally attached.
And how do you shine alone when your manager is always there? Always there on every song.
The manager should be in the background.
And Kyle was just like,
you don't even need to be present.
Exactly.
He needs to be in the
Kyle
crowd.
was just like, they should just make a group. Like, they should just be a group.
You should be able to automate that shit to where you don't have to.
Let's just be a group. And then I was like, well, then they would share the same responsibilities, and obviously the manager wants to have the upper hand, the leverage, the power, and whatnot. So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Then it's this industry. It's ego driven. So
right.
It's like
exactly.
That's kind of the whole.
Exactly.
That's what you get into. You got to watch for that.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that and a bunch of other just crazy things with performances, and like me being an artist myself. Like when I go to shows now, like I used to just, before I started doing music, just go to a concert. It's just music, you know. But now that I make music and I perform music, it's totally different. Because I'm in the crowd like I'm in the crowd like a judge. I'm in the crowd like a judge. I know. I'm in the crowd like a judge.
You see it all on his face and shit.
Mad too.
Like looking at you and shit. I'm like, bro.
I just zone out. Like personally, I think the worst thing that can happen is you go to a hip hop show and they play their CD in the background and rap over.
Yes.
And don't take the lyrics out. Like,
why
I
would you do
understand
that?
maybe having some of the ad-libs on that track, but if I'm coming to see you live, I want to see you spit your lyrics.
You should have a performance
for the song live, like one cut, like it should be. You know, I mean, that's a live performance.
The thing is, people don't really believe it, and I don't want to say they don't believe in their craft, but they're not putting 100% into it.
Right, they're trying to cut corners.
Exactly. So they're just like, oh, I could just throw some shit out there, and it's there, but they're not really putting the actual effort into the
right. But the people like me, I know, like I know right off the bat, like. As soon as I hear your beat come on, like, I know if it was mixed right. Exactly. I know if you're going to rap over. I definitely know if you're going to rap over these lyrics. And you need to take those lyrics out every time.
Yes.
You need to be authentic. You can't, like we were talking about live instruments last night.
Yes.
If you don't have the live instruments, your voice is the instrument. Is the instrument.
That is.
You need to be present. And with your song in the background, you're not present.
Exactly. You're letting the
you're never going to be on the same time as the song. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So people are gonna want to. This is why I
and then
take
what if
my.
You mess up?
Yeah, what if you mess up?
Like what?
Yeah, they'll know.
You can't.
They'll
save
know.
It.
You can't save it now because the song's playing in the background, and oh shit.
No, he obviously didn't do that right. We know what it's supposed to sound like. You can't freestyle. There's no authenticity to it.
That was great. You know, I mean, so.
So we were saying earlier how I my background's in production too, so it's like I can't listen to other people's music because what really did it for me is someone said mixing is the same thing as mastering. It's like, oh,
it's not. They're two totally different things.
I can't even. You don't take your music seriously, so I don't.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. They're two totally different processes, and
the outcome is completely different too. And
that's why
you can't get on the radio.
I really only mess with a few artists. Like Kingdom, I really like his music. Because he understands like the art part of it, like where to put things, ad-libs, echoes, stuff like that. The little shit that nobody else is gonna hear, but the true artists that are listening to music. He knows how to do that, and I respect that. And I just feel like if I was telling Kyle, I could write a book on like things that you really shouldn't do. You really shouldn't do in performances. Because I see it all the time. So many artists with so much potential just waste it. Just waste it because they want to follow a trend, because they want to be like somebody else, because they want to be the image of something that thinks that's going to carry them to success.
That's it right there. I went into live sound specifically because, like, if you can't do it live, you can't do it.
You can't.
That's the test.
Right.
That's the test right there. You can't do it live, you can't do it. I mean, I can understand it would be a little bit different. Like, you know, sometimes people, they have a studio track, but they do it a cappella or something. Or they have a live band behind them, but they're still able to do their piece of work.
Right.
If you can't do it outside of that one situation, it's
with punching
What are
in
you
a
really
couple of the
doing?
lines.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to punch this in. I got to punch this in, and now it's good.
It's like, what are you even doing?
And the
Work
thing
on
about about poetry, like when you write poetry, that's your emotion. That's raw emotion. That's raw emotion there. So like that artist, that girl that could really rap.
Yes.
She wasn't. That wasn't her. It wasn't her. It wasn't her. It wasn't her.
She
It
was
wasn't.
trying to fit a mold
She
that
was
she
trying to
created for
fit a
herself.
mold. She was so dope. She was so
When
dope.
she went off the
No.
beat and just rap,
Just
Oh,
rap.
that's
It was
Yeah,
fire.
she was
It
dope.
was fucking fire. It was fucking fire. But she had all this other stuff going on, trying to
her
be.
girl on the
She couldn't
stage,
just
like
create. She couldn't
like
just be the
FaceTiming.
Yeah,
what-
girl
like,
in the FaceTiming with the entourage and so on and so forth. Like, just rap. Just rap. Like, just rap. Just do you. Be you. Be who you want to be. Be unique, and people will gravitate towards you. You know, be original. Authenticity is so
everything.
so
That's the whole
important.
He's
point.
been waiting to just let this out
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
last
because
night.
Yeah,
people
dude.
create-
Since last night.
I'm
talking about
He's
this.
wrote it up and shit. He did a fucking speech in front of his
The
mirror.
whole article
Listen,
written up.
people.
Listen up.
Now that you know what not to do,
Yeah.
People create this mold for themselves and can't even fit inside of it because they've changed. Like it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
People don't know how to be artists, but they claim to be artists. It's like you can't just create art and call yourself an artist.
Right.
Like you just created art that one time.
That being said, I think we were saying you wrote a book, right?
Yes.
You have a book coming out.
Yeah.
Tell us about you. What all
Yeah.
she does
Well-
everything.
Gemini Kai do?
I guess I should start from the beginning. Like when I went to school for audio engineering, I figured I tried to figure out what made me passionate, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like that magic that happens in the studio when the artist is like laying it all out and creating it, and then it goes through this whole process and comes out exactly how you want it to. It's like, what more could you ask for, right? So I was like, that's
It's like a movie. It really is.
Let's start there, right? So when I went to school for audio engineering, we did this presentation on any audio related topic, and I chose frequencies. And the information, like months and months of research, and it's just like, in conclusion, the way everything we listen to, everything we hear affects how our brain waves are manipulated and how we eventually end up feeling. And I'm like, okay, this music industry, I can't really. There's this level of toxicity that I can't just do. You know,
Right.
My motto is either you play the game or you change it. And so I'm like, I'm not playing that game. So if I want to be in it, I got to change it, right?
Right.
So I'm like, how can I use this information and help people? And I'm like, maybe if I start healing the artists that are creating the music, they're like not creating this toxic music, and it could heal us properly, because you know art heals all. And
True.
so I went into like energy work and spiritual work and stuff, and you can do the work, right? But it doesn't really, if you're not processing information correctly, you're just doing the work. So
You're a robot.
Yeah, exactly. So what I found is like I'm not helping people this way. But in some sessions, I would see that when I would share my experiences with that person, they would reference back to themselves in a way that was like, it would change the way they were thinking about it, and they were able to shift their pathology to achieve the wellness that they wanted,
Gotcha.
like where they were and where they wanted to be. And then I had this experience at the beginning of last year that I ended up started writing again. I ended up going through like my first breakup, and it was really awkward because I had never been dumped before. So it was like, what do I do with these feelings, right? Like, what do I?
Oh, wow.
They're just here, just
Crazy.
like. So I started writing, and I wrote a few different poems, not necessarily about the breakup, but just writing in general. And I shared them with a poet that I liked, and she was like, "Yo, you need to share this with people." And I had performed for the first time in front of at an open mic downtown in front of like 200 people.
Wow.
And I literally watched that same reaction was when I would share my experiences with them, like 200 people at the same time, just the boundaries of the perception just broadening.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
You
crack.
see their eyes. Literally see their eyes open.
It's just like what?
Whoa.
And so it was just like, it got addicting. So I was like, all right, so there's these two different scenarios and this constant in between them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sharing my experiences. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna write 43 poems. I don't know why I came up with 43, but
43.
it just made sense.
The
right?
first number that came in your head. Just,
Yeah,
boop.
because so during this too, like I was trying to figure out, like I went through all this spiritual growth or whatever you want to call it, and it's just like some things the community is sick. Like, it's not like we can be as healthy as we want to be. We could do everything right, but if we're in a sick environment, what are we doing? Like, nothing at all. So it's like, okay, I figured out myself. I got to figure out outside of myself, right? And at the same time, like a month before I performed, I started writing this installment series. It's called So I'm Woke, Now What? It's like, basically, we live in this technological era. We have access to all these resources and all this information. What the hell do we do with it?
That's tight.
Right? And the first installment was called Aligned. So that's where the hoodies and stuff came from. So that whole clothing line, it just kind of happened. I put it on a shirt. People liked it. And I'm like, here, take it, you know? And so that kind of played out that way. But so while I was writing all these poems, I was also writing this installment series. And the poems, I was set to finish them by the end of the year in the installment series as well.
Right.
And I hit them both perfect. So I took 43 poems between May and December and narrowed it down to 29. Found a theme between them, which is so you guys, like I said, you guys get the exclusive.
This is like in depth. This is like in depth stuff.
That's why I was like, I don't know how to put a label on this.
This
like,
is crazy because you're kind of
you're
really
doing
describing your process, and it's like there's so many steps to it. You're writing two things. You're trying two things at the same time. Like, how are you? How do you flip back and forth between the different spaces? I didn't
have to. Like, it's all like it. When I was writing the poems, I want to say, like, obviously I was writing them because, like, the pen was in my hand and I'm sitting there at the table writing, but, like, it was just flowing. It was just flowing, and like I hit maybe 3 writer's blocks, and out of 43, I'm good because I'm gonna just hold it. Like, it's just like it was just flowing out of me, and what I was doing is I'm just like a logical person in general. Like, if you believe in astrology, like all of my major signs are air signs. Like, I'm just a very just intellectual. Like, I think in every aspect.
Just going on the go always.
So like I was saying with my brother, when I was trying to manage him, I'm just like, do this, and when he's in his creative spot, he's like, like, but there's more to it. I'm like, no, just do it. And so I had to take a step back, and that's why I was like, let me become an artist myself and actually see what this is like. So it's like I'm taking these emotions and not automatically processing them and then expressing them, but I'm actually sitting down, figuring out what about my experiences, like set them apart from different experiences, and like what actually figuring out how I felt.
Right.
You know, if that makes sense.
How do you choose the words? Like, how do you choose the words, the first word in a poem? Like, how do you choose that word? How do you know what it's going to be? Me
personally, I would choose the title first.
The title?
Wow. People, like, they said it was the wrong way to go about it, but, like, it was the only thing that worked. Like, I'd get some words in my head.
It's crazy.
Because you create an overall theme with that.
Exactly. I'm just like,
you create a broad theme with that, right? Like, you cast a big net.
Exactly. So I have an idea, not necessarily, like, so at 43, I couldn't just, like, keep writing about the same thing. So I'm like, okay, what should I should write a poem about this. I should write a short poem. I should write a long poem. I should write a poem that doesn't rhyme. I should write poems that do rhyme. You know, different things.
Built an outline, basically.
Exactly. You know, because this is me saying, do I want to be a poet? Do I want to be an artist? Like, let me explore every aspect of that. So
that's real art.
I'd be like, what is something I can express in a few words? What is something that an idea or a poem about love, or I want to take love and music and connect them. How can I do that? And that's how I came up with my poem called Love Like Jazz, which is like one of my favorite poems out of all of them. But it is I want to write a poem about my experiences interacting with somebody. Right. And then a couple words will come into my mind, is like, that's the title right there.
Right.
So how do I build this? Now that I have a theme, how do I take this idea and apply it to the theme? And just kind of, sometimes it would just pour out. Sometimes I just write some shit down and then kind of like take notes in my phone and then sit down and rearrange it when I feel like I have enough content, and just fill in the blanks. Or it's just each one was completely, it was a completely different process. But I would say 80% of the time the title came first, and then the idea of the title, and then the words just kind of flow from that.
Gotcha. So what am I trying to ask here? I have no idea what I'm trying to ask. I totally forgot. I biffed it. I totally biffed it. I had an excellent question. It's gone, though. It's gone.
It'll come back.
When you were talking about how you kind of like outlined, like, we're going to do this, it kind of reminded me of like when I first got into photography. I'd done like my series where I did like I did a picture a day for a year. and it was like you had to try to figure out something different to do each day.
Yeah, you were
so it was like it was an exercise in really figuring out my craft, really, and that sounds like the same thing you went through in deciding like. Yes, I can be a poet, and yes, I can put this all together.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I remember. What is the title of the book? That was the question.
Okay, so like I said, this is like pretty exclusive because I haven't really said anything.
We
about
love
it
exclusives.
Publicly.
We try to
We
get one
loved
every week.
them.
Every week.
But like I said, I went through and found a theme in the 29 poems, and it was love and enlightenment. So I'm gonna call it Love and Sanity, poems about love and enlightenment.
Poems about love and enlightenment.
Yeah, because like it's art, right? That's the whole point. And like I said, the constant I found was that shifting in perspective. So if you're like art, love and enlightenment, like just information in general, also helps shift the boundaries of your perception. So it's like it kind of made sense. And then like I said, I started writing because I went through a breakup.
Yeah.
And then right when I was finishing the book, I was going through another situation that was like ending, and it was it made sense. It fit right within like the way when I look back at all the poems that I had written in that year, and all the just how much my perception had opened up. You know what I mean? Like there's still like now that I'm switching back to my logical brain instead of like being in that creative hat all the time, it's still, oh, you're sad, don't be sad anymore. But now I understand the process is like how to not be sad. So now,
do they help you? Do the poems that you write help you get through your times? Because you might not necessarily be writing for you, you know?
Yep.
Like when I make music, I'm not necessarily making a song for me. It's just for somebody else that might be listening to step into that world. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
that's kind of, I do. One of my other poet friends, we'd sit around and like just going back and forth, spitting poetry to each other, just kind of like, kind of like bouncing ideas, just like a cipher, I guess. And he was like, you know what, all of your poems, like, you're not introspective in your writing. Like you're expressing your feelings, but you're not writing like
as if it was you.
Exactly. Right. And that's like, I think my poetry has a certain tone, like this certain voice behind it, because it's not me dumping my feelings on everyone.
Right.
It's like I've processed these feelings in a way that hopefully you can take this and apply it to your life, and it's not necessarily you taking you're able to reference it back to yourself and use
and
that
that's better because you don't want somebody to read something and be like, oh, I feel so bad for her.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I feel so bad for her.
And like I had a friend that was reading she was kind of like proofreading it, and every poem she's like, what is this about? Like, I'm like, I'm gonna take it away. You're like, you don't get to, like, it doesn't matter who it's about. That's the point,
Right? Because the thing
dude,
right? Like, shut up.
What does
like,
it mean to you? That's what it's about.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
The thing about poetry is that you have your specific kind of story you're trying to tell, but that could be a million different stories to somebody else when they read those words. So that's wild. It's so crazy, and that's awesome. That's completely awesome.
Do you have a set like date you want to release this book?
So I want to at least know the release date by March 5th.
Okay. That's not.
Can we get some? Can you read something?
Yeah. Okay. So.
You got it memorized?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Don't you memorize your songs?
Right, I can't talk all this shit. Like, I'm not gonna take you seriously if you don't take yourself. But
no, I mean,
do you know your songs?
Yes. I don't talk to many poets, so
I see.
You know, I mean, it's
but isn't writing a song like poetry?
It is poetry, but you know, when I think
it's
of
just
poetry,
over music.
I think of somebody with a pen, like on a stick. And with a pen pad on the stage, like just speaking to a crowd. I don't know. That's what I see. So,
but I mean, a lot of poetry
I don't know
shows
anything about it.
A lot of poetry shows those guys come off the top of the dome or have something memorized, like mesmerized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
memorized.
I'm saying I don't have
same
knowledge.
Same thing.
I have knowledge in the writing words aspect as far as like music wise, but music and poetry are two different beasts.
Well, it's just
they just live in the same house.
When you add music to the lyrics is like your expression of you, like it's coming from you.
Right.
But when you add music to it, you're involving your ego. because you have something to live up to. You have
True.
this beat that you have to live
That's
up
true.
to.
I can
Wow.
see
You have,
that.
this, you have this tempo you have to
I
live
can
up to. You
definitely
have
see
this
that.
rhythm you have to live
Because
up to.
yeah,
I can see
because
that.
when
Instead
you
of, like,
write
the
music,
acapella, you could you feel acapella
Yeah.
a little bit more
Right.
because it's just the words. Like he
Yeah.
asked me earlier if I
Yeah.
perform with, I don't know if it was you, but someone asked me earlier if I perform with a band sometimes. It's like sometimes yeah, but there's some poems like I need it dead
need the
silent.
silence.
Y'all need to hear all these words. That's all
Yeah.
you need to
Because
hear.
the
You
silence is the music sometimes,
exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Think about it. When
That's
you
true.
write a song, you are following like poetic guidelines, your rhyming schemes,
That's true.
Exactly.
sonnets, length of the song. Like
That's very true. That's accurate. Yeah.
And I don't want
You're
to
a
like
poet,
throw no
too.
dirt at the people that read their poetry or read their lyrics or their man has their manager.
I don't know
read
why I
them.
have that.
No, I'm throwing
that-
dirt
I
at
don't know
that.
why
That's
that's what the
weird.
image of it.
That's
That-
weird.
it's just
weird.
because what you see on TV.
It's because you're not putting
You got the
genuine
golf hat
emotion
on
through it.
backwards, you know?
No, dude. Golf hat.
I don't know, bro. My brain's weird, bro.
But I think if you
Exactly.
if you actually are putting genuine
You
emotion
know it,
behind it,
too.
you know
Oh,
what you're
you know.
doing. You don't need to read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you
for
wrote
sure.
the words, you can relate them back to you, and you know what's coming next because you know
Right.
what happened. And if you're really genuinely in it, like you don't need to.
How do you forget it?
How do you
Exactly.
forget it? Like, how
Yeah.
do you forget? Like, there's some of these poems, like, I'll forget a couple words, or, like, just the specific the specific words I use in that moment, but I don't forget, the concept of it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about poetry. Like, I can just freestyle it
On the
that's why I'm
spot.
kind of nervous about releasing the book, because it holds me to a certain standard, because it has, people know what I'm supposed to be saying, as opposed to just what I get.
Oh, you got it.
But at least people will have a
Exactly.
copy of what you're
Exactly.
saying.
And everyone
Like if
asks,
they
like,
wanted
it's
to go
like-
back to that, they could have a
Well,
physical.
people are gonna
reference.
think you're perfect,
Right?
right?
And I'm
'Cause
like,
it- people-
don't
no,
think
for
that.
real.
Please don't.
Because someone that reads poetry like that and relates to it is gonna, if they
Oh.
they're gonna look out for you.
Exactly.
It's like, what's she doing? How's she living her life? So I can be similar to that. You know what I mean? And they're yeah, that's gonna be trouble,
Yeah.
trouble for
Yep.
sure. Because they're
Okay.
gonna think you're perfect.
Well, bless the bakery. Let's set the tone real quick.
All right.
Let's get
so
it.
let's see. Let me see. Because like I said, the themes are love and enlightenment.
Okay.
So which one you guys want to
Just go
Enlighten-
pick
do-
one.
enlighten
let's
us?
do-
okay,
Since we're
okay.
talking about like relating,
I mean, what are the odds of getting one of each? I mean, we could.
We could do both.
use-
I was
What
just
you
gonna
want
say,
first.
come from the
Use some
spirit.
So
What does
for
the
me-
And it's
spirit
almost
feel?
Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
we could use a loved one.
so
too.
my
Yeah,
thing
that's
is like
very
it
true.
takes 3 poems for someone to like actually like break down.
You got
and they're
the
just like,
mic.
whoa.
You got the
Like,
mic
Well, then
and the
we'll
floor.
give you
Yeah.
at least
We'll,
3.
okay, so we'll get
At
3.
least 3. We'd like to hear more, but we'd like to hear the whole
We
fucking
take-
book.
we take what we can get.
We don't got that
I'll
kind.
do
Yeah,
at least
we don't
3
got that
before
kind
we're
of
done
time
here.
for the whole book. I'm just playing.
All right. I'll start with this one called Someone's Angel. Today, I was someone's angel. I was exactly where I needed to be. Just when they'd given up hope, cue scene, enter me. Although unintentional, I am honored to be used, a vessel of this universe, and I'd do it again if I could choose. Being able to offer a perspective that makes theirs make sense, a chance to experience reality through a state of shared consciousness. When you ask, the universe delivers, and although sometimes in mysterious ways, sometimes we're given in abundance and sometimes just enough to get us through the day. It could be just a word or a smile, a conversation or cash, but through the art of giving and receiving, everything you need, you will have. He had a troubled soul paired with a very brilliant mind, a empath and a healer with ideals similar to mine. On a whim, our paths just so happened to cross, both children of God, realizing we aren't lost. Hours passed and conversation progressed. Our open-mindedness and understanding was surely put to the test. He shares with me his perspectives, and with him I share mine, surprised to find so many similarities while leading such separate lives. We were both too smart for our own good, but in the differences we found, the missing pieces of the bigger picture of which we are both bound. Both parts of him, both negative and positive, conspiring with both parts of me, creating this uplifting cycle of synergy. Dismissing our egos as if they had a waver, a very familiar energy in the form of a stranger. How many times have we met before, and will we ever again have the chance to meet? I wonder how often he'll think of this moment while he's out there roaming the streets. Because encounters like this make me think it's all mapped. It's like having this out-of-body experience while still in my body. I have never felt so damn trapped. Because in that moment, nothing else mattered, especially not time. Today, I was able to be someone's angel. And today, someone was mine.
Yeah.
You said 3. I don't know what I'm gonna feel like.
That was deep. Damn.
Wow.
Got me fucking thinking about my fucking.
You feel better now?
I don't know.
You working on it?
I don't know if I feel better or worse as a man. Shit. Hit me right in the soul there. Damn.
So that's kind of the whole
That's
point
what's
of
up.
doing it, though. It's like, you know, I noticed when people would become the best version of themselves is like when they're, after they self-reference whatever it is they think I have to say, or whatever, however they translate whatever I said.
Yeah.
You know, and so I tried to write the poems to do that, like to help people think back to what they're going through, what they've experienced, what they want to do, and kind of make changes based off of that, not based off of, like you said, because they think I'm perfect and they just want to do what I want to do. That's
Right.
I think for me that's the whole issue right now we have with this whole spiritual energy thing. It's like we have people, we have access to, in combination with technology, like we have Instagram. We can see people living their best life, but we just imitate
sometimes
that.
that's
We
just they're not living
But
their
some-
best
but
life.
some-
They're
but
just
some-
pretending.
But listen, sometimes they are living their best life, but all the other people are seeing are pictures of that. And so
Yeah.
they think they're able to emulate that because if they're doing the things that they see are being done in the pictures, it should work, right?
Right.
No.
But they
But
don't
it
they don't
doesn't.
they don't know
'Cause
the
you're breaking
background.
that bank account and you're going
Exactly.
through all the stress.
You think it
Yeah.
should
Flight
work.
travel.
Exactly. And it's like I think some people don't think about it as like we look to magic, right? We'll just say magic. We don't also look at the evolution of magic and how far we've come, you know? Like people talk about like, oh, let's I was meditating and I did this astral projection. Okay? Like I can FaceTime someone across the other side of the world. How is that not a more advanced version of that? You know what I mean?
right.
It's like we're looking the wrong way almost.
Right.
Hey, that's a perfect transition into another piece. If you-
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go
Alright,
for it.
okay.
Yeah.
So this piece is it's kind of like a mashup of two, but the main one is called Intuitive Malfunction. Forming these prosperous weapons in the form of words, deconstructing your unseen curse. Thank me later. They always do. Hard to believe I knew you better than you, and I apologize if I came off rude, but I'm on this never-ending search for the truth, and I'll be damned if you get in my way. You said you wanted to talk. Well, here's what I gotta say. Some people don't know how to be a part of anything bigger than themselves. That's why when you reach out, they can't even help. And if they could, they wouldn't, because they exist in the mentality of every man for themselves. Chasing wealth, absorbed in self, trying to stay as far apart from the rest so they don't have to face the truth. Working hard to avoid who they really are. Emotional cycles play out, but in the interpretation, the purpose is missed. Going from point A to point C, failing to see that point B is a place of understanding, of emotional processing, where the magic happens. But when point C can't be maintained because everything you needed to sustain was passed up at point B, forcing you back to point A, and you just jump right back to point C, succeeded and put the cycle on, never-ending repeat. And we wonder why we aren't free, plagued with depression and anxiety, held hostage by our mind, whether acknowledged or not, is happening. So stop procrastinating and do the work, all of it. Do not move from point B to point C until the work is complete. Stop rushing. Where are you going anyway? Don't settle for just any place. Be deliberate because there is a level of correctness in all this. Play the game with intention to get to the next level. So if you feel like that's where you came from, it's because that's where you're going, but how? It's just the first go round. Our intuition, the intentions of our ancestors. Thoughts passed down through generations aren't new. Visions of galaxies didn't begin with you. Your vibrational translation, while brilliant, is simply untrue. Let's just call it an intuitive malfunction. There wasn't enough information for the past that figured out the future, so why are we looking there? The answers to the future are in the present, and once we begin to accept this, we'll see that there's still work to do, and maybe we can broaden our view to a place of infinity and beyond. Because once we get that call for blast off, will you even be qualified to respond?
Nope.
Nope.
I was
call
just thinking
me.
about it.
So-
I was thinking
Don't call
about
me.
it.
Don't call me. I'll
Girl,
hit
do
it.
not disturb at this phone. Don't call me. Don't text me.
The number's blocked.
Jesus. You got a gift.
So amazing. So amazing.
I've never, like, I just caught myself just staring off into space listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And sometimes, when I'm performing, it's hard because that's what everyone does. You know, it's kind
it
of
takes
like.
you to another, it really, like,
And I'm
makes-
just like, am I good? Am I doing it? They're just
Yeah.
like, they're all
Exactly.
internal,
Just
but then there's
analyzing,
like,
yeah.
clap
It
for
really-
like 5 minutes after.
it
It's
makes you fucking
yeah.
judge your character real strong there. I'm sitting here looking like, damn, nigga.
like, what am I even doing?
Yeah, like, you're a piece of shit right now, dude. Like, got all this good shit going, and you're like, after hearing that poem, it's like, you ain't shit, nigga. Damn.
Get to work. Get the fucking work.
No, that's what's up. I like that. No,
I like that.
I really do, for real. I'm so mad we're not smoking to that.
Well,
That was awesome.
Thank you.
that poem had a lot of questions in it, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the question of the week.
Oh, there you
How
go.
does that sound?
Well, I mean, wait. Do you want to do one more?
I can save it for then. Because the last one I want to do for sure is my favorite one, and it's a love poem. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
send
let
it
her,
off for
let her
Valentine's Day.
close out the show with a bang to the people.
Okay.
Banging the people.
With love.
God. Oh my God.
All right.
So, question of the week is, what would you do with $10 million?
Everyone's looking at me, so I think
Yeah,
for
that's
me. Okay.
yeah.
Honestly, I would probably like spend the rest of my life just like doing like little normal shit, like sitting at coffee shops, like talking to people and fucking hearing their life story, and then if I like it, throw them a whole bunch of money, throw them a stack or something.
Yeah,
you know,
there you
just
go.
make the world a better place by not.
Well,
Not going to change your life.
Not
though.
putting no pressure on my life.
I know that I'm gonna be trolling that coffee shop.
It would just get people interacting with people more, you know, having those
For real.
conversations that like. Wrong, like
We need that. That's why I said we needed to
More
get out
people
more.
helping people.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
because we need to interact with people, and I don't
Not
know.
through a screen.
It lifts people when they
I
see
mean,
us.
go
I've
through
seen
your
it happen.
screen
Like
and
people,
listen to the show, but
yeah.
not through a
But
screen.
when you see us, like, I'm not fucking being big headed, but when like people see us, like their whole
They're like,
attitude
"Whoa."
changes. They're like, hippies are here. I don't know if it's because they know that there's weed or if it's us, but either way.
I'll take it.
They smelt us
I'll
coming.
take all
That's what's up. I do look. We have a few answers. I got some pulled up from the listeners
Let's do
real
it.
quick.
Yeah.
So Trevor Balthrop said he would turn $20 million, donate it to half of it to good causes, use the other half, double it again, and repeat.
Wait.
Listen,
He would-
I
inclusive.
thought
So
it was
turn
10
it-
million.
Double
He's
his
gonna
Oh,
double
so
it.
10? Yeah, take the 10, turn it into 20, donate half of it
How?
to good
How are you
causes.
gonna
It's
turn
just
it
so
into 20?
inconclusive.
He's just gonna turn it
He's
into
gonna
20.
flip it.
Hey, then what?
He's
you
gonna
can
buy
do
some
that.
pounds.
All right, what else we got?
Oh shit! So Ziggy, she's the owner of the little, I guess they're pre-rolled organic joints.
Okay.
They're called Ziggies. If she had 10 million, she would branch her business, which are the vegan cones, and to the next level to make sure she hits the stock markets.
Okay.
That's a big goal.
What's the next level though? Is it that like
I mean,
getting a new building?
I mean,
you
to hit
know,
the stock
getting into a
market,
different
that's
place.
pretty
You got to be able to.
You
go
gotta go.
public,
Yeah. You
and
gotta
that
be
means you
big,
need
big,
to show
big. Like
time
Walmart
financial
big.
Stability.
Like Walmart big. That's big.
You can get your pre-rolls in Walmart. I think you did it.
you know what? I just seen
You
Burner
did it.
fucking is coming out with like a pack of joints, but in the form of, it's like a cigarette box, and it's like 20 joints. And it's like 15 grams all together, but it's like, it looks like a carton, like a little pack of cigarettes,
No,
bro.
that's what you're supposed to do.
And I was like,
do it.
dog.
I'd be on that. I
Yeah.
would
Like,
be
even
on
though they're
that.
joints,
Like,
like,
packs of joints.
yeah, like, that's tight, though. Yeah, that's about it. The other
There's
ones are-
no other responses?
there's more. I'll read a few more.
Yeah, if you read a few more.
The homie Fliz, that's my homeboy Jose. He's a break dancer. His dumb ass said, I would definitely just have to post up and stare at the ceiling for a good minute.
Oh God.
I feel it, but smoke
10
like
million.
You know what?
That's what I was saying. I probably wouldn't do anything.
I would definitely
'Cause
try
I'd be
to
like, this is so much money.
Right,
This is
you
so much
wouldn't. There's
fucking
nothing
money.
for you
That's
to do at that
goddamn.
point. Like everything you do is to get to that point.
I'm
and
rolling
like,
up all the weed I have. I'm attempting to roll it up
You're going
in
to buy the dispenser.
one big ass blunt or joint, whatever I can get it all in. Like fuck it, nigga, I can buy plenty more of this. 10
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I'm
That's
on.
some-
You got
That
10
is some
million,
shit you
till
would
million,
do.
You gotta at least take a year
With his
off. And it was like I
granddad.
just saved myself at least 10 years worth of work.
10 million, bro. Hippie life is.
I'm taking a year off. Fuck it.
Like I said before, I'd take 9 million, invested in something, man. Get me 2% off 9 million. I can live off that. And
I'm
I would
just
take
getting a
1
building.
million and just do
That's like just a
like,
boulder rolling
like,
down a
get
hill.
the stuff I need. If I can't handle all the stuff I need right now with $1 million, I got problems.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Depending,
It's always
like,
like
what if you
having that
wanted
much
to, like, you know, I had been talking about a building, like an actual bakery, Hippy Life bakery we
I mean,
own.
you don't
That
need
would be
that much
no,
money to invest in getting in something like that.
Exactly.
not 10
We're talking
million.
That's still just
a
chill,
million
bro.
though.
$1 million, I think you could get a
Maybe.
property.
Oh hell yeah,
What?
you could get all that shit. You just got a budget right,
Everything
bro.
installed,
Everything
all
is-
the
everything-
equipment
With $1
About
million,
budget.
bro,
would be good.
Yes, bro.
I would say if
Nigga, in this
At
day
least
and
to
age,
get
I
started.
don't
At least to
know.
get started.
with 10 million,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
I'm just
Fine.
asking you with the one. Like with the one, what
with-
are we getting?
Well, with
Because
one,
he was just talking about 300,000 the other day
Because that's it. That's not
to
a
start up.
That's not a crazy number to ask for
No, I
a
know.
startup business. 300,000.
Ah,
It's like
Yeah.
that's your high. That's your high ceiling. So you start high, right, and then you negotiate down from there. That's
Fuck
how-
it then. If we're
that's
starting
how it
high, give me $1 million.
You don't want to sound like a
Yeah,
fucking.
you don't want to be ridiculous.
You don't be
Like,
on
Yeah, I
Shark,
know.
this person's
like on
just
Shark
crazy.
Tank.
Yeah.
You be asking for like
If you're-
$600 million. Like, fuck, this ain't even worth like 2 pennies. Get
Get
this shit out of here.
For an egg breaker, nigga, I can just break my own eggs.
Hey, right.
I can hire somebody to
The
do
counter
it.
works just fine.
Yeah. If I get a little shell, I scoop it out, nigga.
Or eat it.
All right, well, let's go with
let's
the
get
rapid
into the
fire.
rapid
Let's see
fire.
how high you are. We got these ones are a little fun, a little loose, nothing.
Okay.
See what your
All right.
what your high
ready?
status is.
Let's see.
Go ahead, man.
All
I'm
right.
scared you guys are putting pressure on.
All-time favorite artist.
All-time favorite artist
All time,
of ever.
if ever.
Of ever.
Dun, dun, dun,
Mm.
dun.
What kind of art? Music?
Any.
Or-
It
All-
doesn't matter when it comes.
It doesn't
first
matter.
one that comes
There's
to mind.
no cap.
Your go-to.
Honestly, I can't pick one, so I'm gonna say myself.
Yourself? Okay.
Is that fair? Can I do
Work.
that?
That's the best one.
Hey, hey.
We
I
take
mean, I
it.
gotta be my best supporter, right?
Yes,
I gotta-
that's right.
Bam.
I'm
I
with
mean,
that.
everyone else is dope, but like, I'm my favorite.
I like that.
Hey,
Day.
that's got to be true.
That works.
No,
That
this
seems-
one's completely different.
Okay.
I hope so.
What
It's the
weapon
same
would you
question.
use for a zombie apocalypse?
Think Walking Dead shit.
Okay, so like when I was growing up, this movie Elektra was always like it was like the spinoff of Daredevil.
Yeah.
And she used like those side things. I think they're called sides, right?
That would be your weapon?
That'd be it. I mean, I got some shit up.
She's a ruthless.
I'm getting up close.
I mean, I could be. I like to be like calm and, but you know, put me in a competitive field like war. Like,
Yeah. I think that. Yeah,
That's
it.
interesting. Wow.
All right.
I
And
did
then
not
they're
expect you
fun,
to
too,
say
you
that.
know, like,
Wow. Okay. What about you guys? You guys want to do? What would you get?
Me?
Yeah.
Shit. Probably a knife because I'm nice with the knives. Just like.
you gotta get too close though.
A knife? Why you gotta choose the knives?
Because you
Y'all
don't.
need
Why?
Y'all need a gun.
I want a
Why
grenade
would you-
launcher.
why-
I
but
need a bazooka
the
with
thing-
unlimited
I'm
ammo.
blowing up.
ASAP.
The
fucking
thing I'm
zombie.
thinking of, okay, nigga, you ain't. First of all, it's a zombie apocalypse. You ain't get no goddamn bazooka with unlimited ammo. This ain't goddamn.
You don't have two shots.
This ain't fucking
Hey, if you
Call
posted
of
up,
Duty,
if you posted up
nigga.
at the military base, you straight.
You're running out eventually, bro. It's a zombie apocalypse. I don't know how much. You gotta nuke the
military
world,
is
and
gonna be the
then
first
you
ones
gotta
to
do-
turn
then the
into
whole world's
zombies.
radioactive. Now you got radioactive zombies running around.
Oh God!
The
You just
military will
used
be the
all
first
your
ones. This is go-
fucking
this is
missiles
going
on the
down.
lap.
This went way too far.
This escalated way too
Escalated
quickly.
quickly.
Okay, next question. Next question. What movie or TV character would you be? Can't pick yourself.
In what scenario?
Just
Just let's say like, what's the last movie you saw that you say like, man, I can play that
if
part.
I was that person,
My life would be dope.
So high.
Okay. Oh, I can't remember her name.
explain the movie or
Well, okay, so it's this show on Netflix called Unbreakable, and it was like this girl who was like, she like was abducted when she was younger, and like Kimmy,
Dude.
not Kimmy, but the guy.
oh yeah,
Her-
someone who
Ma-
sings
The
the big black dude.
the big tight.
Yeah.
It's so fabulous.
Oh shit!
Like,
Y'all actually know this shit?
Yeah. I've seen
So
it. It's called like
it's
the Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
Kimmy, yeah, there you
yeah.
go. It's not, like
I-
got some in shit.
You know,
to
part
it.
of me would be Kimmy because like she
I was like, yeah,
overcome,
they
you
don't know what it is.
overcome,
And you
but,
guys
like,
are like,
I know.
Kimmy? Oh shit!
I was
they
nervous.
know
I
what
was
it
like,
is?
I ain't gonna have no help.
She's
I
on
gotta
The
figure this
Office.
out.
I got you.
She's that lady from The Office,
Yeah.
right? She's like the she comes
She was
in
like the
after
second
Pam.
secretary. Yeah.
Or from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Jake or is it Carla?
Oh, I love
I've
that
not
show,
seen that
bro.
show.
That
The
show's fucking
Hispanic one?
hilarious.
Then how come you
His
don't know
like
the name?
girlfriend.
Not the
mean
badass one, yeah.
The fucking mean one.
All right, cool. That was good.
All right.
Let's see here. What's the most memorable
Tank outside
dance
and shit.
from your childhood?
Most memorable dance.
Yeah.
Superman.
Crank that.
Yeah.
It was like
Ah.
it set the precedence for the rest of my future.
Hey, though, wait. But you gotta go with the Harlem Shake, cause like
But it was like
little Bow Wow, and little Romeo was out
But
there.
it-
Hey,
it didn't really have that impact,
Shimmy.
though.
it didn't,
Okay,
and
you're
especially like they changed it, so
Yeah,
it's like
'cause there was,
fuck
like,
you
Crank
guys.
that.
Soulja Boy,
Yeah.
Crank that Batman, crank
not
that
gonna lie.
Yeah,
fucking
the Spider-Man.
Scooby Doo, all the
That one.
shit.
MySpace
Crank
days.
that drug dealer, all that shit.
Or
like-
that the Cat Daddy one.
Oh,
Or the
that
jerk.
shit was
No,
sick.
the jerk.
Oh, the
Jerk.
jerk was
I still
out.
couldn't do it. I hate
Yeah.
But I loved watching
Crazy.
people do it.
That was dope. All right, biggest trend you had to follow. Man, these are excellent questions.
Facebook.
Okay. We'll
Like-
take that.
That's a good answer.
What about? Hold on, let's think outside.
I still hate
Fashion
it.
trend. What about the
Fashion
biggest
trend.
fashion?
Oh, that's a
trend?
good one. True.
Editing the questions.
Editing on spot.
I had to get my eyebrows together.
All right.
Okay.
And that is trending.
That is a trendy thing.
I mean,
I
they
still haven't
literally,
caught
the
on.
lady, when I went and got them threaded yesterday, she like literally snatched half of one off. I was
Good
like,
Lord.
damn.
so bad, but I think I drew them in pretty well. If I haven't sat here and
Ladies,
highly rubbed
you
them
heard it
off,
here.
so.
Don't go get your eyebrows threaded. It sounds like you will be coming out with half a brow.
No,
Half
they
of
usually
them.
are absolutely perfect. This girl just didn't know what the hell she was
Oh,
doing.
what?
Just not skilled at her craft.
She wasn't. She's like,
How
That-
many of
that's
those
not
are you
something
gonna run
can, like,
into
mess
though?
up, though.
These are little kiosks at the mall. You know what I'm saying? How many of those are you gonna be like, lady
You just
fresh
have-
out of fucking like prison? I'm just like,
you go. First of all, you do.
It's like a haircut. If it's fucked up, like you're fucked up.
yeah.
You know?
But you can't color your hairline back on her.
Yeah, now you can.
Well, now you
Yeah,
can.
well, you-
Not your
hell
fade
yeah,
though.
you can.
can't
Yeah, you
fit-
can.
You can.
Yes.
What is
And
going
it's
on?
like, the lace fronts.
Yep.
There's lace waves and shit. There's,
Yo, all
Nigga. Let me find out you niggas is out here with lace waves,
dreads.
Oh, God.
lace dreads.
beards.
Y'all niggas got lace anything?
Don't even. Don't even.
natural.
I'm sorry.
I got way
This is
too much
hippie.
That
hair.
is not hippie.
It's just do it.
That is not hippie. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. If you got lace on your head as a man,
You know what would be worse if they had the hair? They
guy,
wore
just
it
take
to
the
wear it?
fucking receding hairline, bro. Take the zero. Wear a hat.
At a certain point in time, you're wearing a hat or shaving.
My guy, lace though, they gluing some shit on your bald headed ass head and lacing like
And you gotta take it off at night.
Oh God!
and keep it on a fucking little. I've seen like those little wig heads and shit.
All right. Order.
How does that?
Go get daddy's waves off his.
Oh God!
Baby, go get daddy's waves.
Dad, I missed the bus. Go get my waves. Oh, fuck.
Since you want me happy missing the bus, go get my waves from upstairs.
Get
nigga.
out the restroom.
And it better be brushed.
We got company coming over.
Oh my god.
Oh my
They gotta
God.
put in his teeth, put on his waves, polish
Like,
his nails.
These are when people follow trends. These are things they don't think about.
Jesus.
It's like, how do you even store this? Like, how do you like?
You literally make it a part of your life.
It
like,
changes your
an
entire
errand in
pathology
your life
completely.
every day.
Crazy. All right.
Next question. Favorite Mario Kart character? Have you played
My son would hate me if I didn't say Mario.
Mario? Okay, cool, classic.
I think he'd let Luigi pass, but I'm gonna go with Mario.
I mean, that's what you picked last week. I'm
Luigi,
surprised you
bruh.
didn't give her as much strife as you did Floyd. Mario!
Well,
Floyd and Luigi gang.
She let in with the song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like-
That, like, whatever you say, it's good.
It's all good.
I'm still Mario.
'Cause,
Mario.
Okay, so if Yoshi is a character.
Yeah.
on Mario.
Yoshi
Okay,
is,
that's
yeah.
that's
Yoshi's
that's what's
dope.
sticking out to
Yoshi's
me.
dope.
So if I was speaking for myself and I cared, I'd say Yoshi.
Toad.
But in case my son ever hears this, I'm saying Mario.
Mario.
All right, dope,
For
dope.
sure.
All right, favorite munchie meal?
Oh, bro. Okay, so like the seasoned French fries, right? Cook them, bake them up, fry them, whatever, and then salt and pepper, of course, feta cheese, and spicy ketchup.
Oh,
Jeez, that's I'm on the way to the store
That
right
sounds
after
good.
It
this.
is everything.
That
It's
sounds
so
fire.
addictive. You'll
Ooh,
never
throw
like,
some
you'll
chicken
never
on top
enjoy
of that or
fries.
something. Some shredded chicken.
be
Ooh.
lit, bro.
All right.
All right, cool.
We giving up bakery recipes and shit.
Forgot
give
the
up-
cake.
we got
and
all
it
the
was just
key.
all fucked up.
Forgot the cake.
And it's like carrot cake is my
munchie meal
favorite.
is-
For
so
real?
it's like that's my favorite kind of cake.
She just. Nigga, you didn't bring me shit.
Next question. Favorite stoner movie?
Movie I like to watch while I'm stoned, or movie about stoners.
Either or.
However you want to take it.
Hopefully, mine's the same one.
The question is, however you interpret it.
Yeah.
Favorite stoner movie.
I'm gonna say my favorite movie about weed is fuck, what is it called? One with Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Mac
Mac
and
and Devin
Dev?
go to high school.
Yeah, that's my favorite like movie to like about smoking.
I like
Okay.
that one. I didn't
Of
like
course,
it,
How
but
High
I
is
did
a
like.
classic,
Yes, I
but,
was gonna
like,
say that's my shit.
That's a classic, but that's like that's just like
I don't that.
Money.
That is my shit.
you,
I
don't, you
watch
can't
How
watch
High.
that. I can't because it's so classic. Like it's for special.
It's like
moments.
Friday though. Like Friday's on Netflix and
Oh,
niggas
yeah.
watch that shit every day. Oh, and get hyped. Friday's on Netflix, nigga. You know what I'm doing all day? Watching Friday. Like you ain't watch that shit on CBS, TBS, TNT,
Oh, you know what? You guys are gonna
HBO.
hate me.
I was
so
literally
on the
just
opposite
doing
side
that
of that,
last
my
week.
favorite movie to watch while I'm stoned is Mean Girls.
That movie's funny.
or The Hot Chick with Rob Snyder.
Oh, that movie's fucking funny.
The
Damn.
hot chick.
I like those.
Those
I
are
like
good
those.
choices. Those are good.
That's what we're missing nowadays. Are real good fucking gut laugh comedy.
Everything's
bro.
just the
They're
same.
all
premise.
corny.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart will show you his funniest moments on the commercials. So when you go watch the movie, it's like you have already seen it. It's annoying.
I saw that.
And then in context, it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's like
Like-
this shit is gay, and I will be super high for this occasion. Like, yo, I'm ready. I'm lit.
Like I wish I was.
I'm
sober
smoking
for
in the,
this.
you know me. I'm vaping in the fucking movie theater. Let's get it. And I'm just like falling asleep.
And you're like, bro, I wish I was sober for this. Like,
Probably would have more fun.
All right, next question. This says vacation destination. I guess what favorite vacation
What?
destination?
Yeah. What would be like
Dream.
your ideal dream like vacation? If you could just say, I would need to go here before
Oh,
I
my
pass.
ideal would be a vacation that never ended, where I'm just like,
Yes.
ideal.
So the
Would
if
you
I had
get
to
tired
say-
of that though? Like,
So
think
the
about
Bermuda
it.
Triangle.
I think
then,
every
actually.
now and again, like I
You
take a
get
couple. I
bored.
take a couple months off, but get back to it. 'cause
Get back
it's
to
like-
vacation. Take a couple months off from vacation. Get back to
Exactly.
vacation.
A vacation. And
Guess
it's
I'll
like-
just go work for a couple months.
Right, let me just go. Yeah.
I feel like
Deal
I need
with
to
people.
be productive for a couple of weeks. And then I'm gonna get back to chilling.
Yeah.
But then in traveling, like I'd stay in a place for like 4 or 5 months, 6
Like,
months,
learn it and
find a little job,
find your spot in there.
exactly, and then move to
Yeah.
the next one, like that kind of travel though.
Like to have the financial stability to be able to do that would be dope.
That's what's up.
I think
Okay.
you know.
But
Eventually,
where would that be? Like in
Your
Cuba?
ideal.
So, okay,
somewhere
so,
you
like-
need to go. Dream.
Destination.
So I want to go really everywhere, but no, I don't like cold, so it's like that takes half of.
They
all
go
my
to
possible
fucking
destinations.
Dubai then. Like, fuck
Right?
it, right?
Dubai would be tight. They say Thailand's fun because it's like
Yes.
hella cheap and you do
Japan.
so much.
Australia.
I don't know. I don't like a lot of people though, so it's like that would kind of.
I would go to Australia.
I don't either, but I would
not
put
go to
up with it because they
Australia.
got
I used
that
to think
food.
I'd want to go to Australia.
Why?
Until I
Nigga,
watched
do
a
you know
documentary
what
on
they
Australia,
got
and
out
it's like,
there?
I'm good.
Those
I've been-
creatures, nigga.
And they're like it's just like
Creatures.
Those they're fucking like spiders this big coming in your rooms.
Oh, the camel
snakes
spiders?
and
Oh,
wow,
my
the
God.
camel spiders. It'll bite half your head off and send you to the hospital or put you in fucking
That's just a myth,
instant
bro.
shock.
That shit's a myth.
It's
bro.
a myth.
it's not a myth.
And they-
Do you
and
watch
they-
the documentary
They ain't
channel,
out there
bro?
walking around like
Yes,
that.
they
though.
are.
What else are they
No,
doing?
no,
They
no.
just
Play
stay
with
in
the
the.
kangaroo,
They just stay. They
fuck
stay in
I'm
their
pretty
little
sure
corner.
you have to be in that area
No,
though.
nigga, you
You
just
know
have to
you're
be
never
in
more than,
Australia.
like, what,
It's
eight
called the
hours?
Outback
I was in
for a
Australia,
reason.
bro. I didn't see it. I didn't see one.
It's all you.
They saw me.
So did. Huh, see,
They knew I wasn't fucking around.
thought
then.
you was cool and shit. They like,
They're like, we'll let him chill. Yeah,
we got this
right.
nigga. Let him slip.
Alright.
Last
You got
one.
one chance.
Last one. This is a good one. Do you believe in ghosts? The answer is yes.
It's not your answer, Dick.
I mean,
Yes.
if I went into depth on my answer, it would take us another at least 40 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll just say yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I'll just say yes. But I
Hippy
don't,
on
I don't
it?
like your word choice.
Ghost? You're
Yeah.
specter?
Spirituals.
Spiritual being?
Maybe
Spirit?
spirits would be a little more.
Energy.
Spirits.
Spirits, I think, would be the right
Okay.
Life
word.
after death.
Got you.
I don't.
Spiritual.
fair.
That's
fair.
Right?
Like,
Okay, you know
this
what,
is all
because,
contextual
yeah.
information, maybe another show.
All right.
Yeah.
Too much.
For sure.
Not a problem.
Well,
So,
oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I got it. Yeah. So we really appreciate you coming down. I mean, it's been a while since we had like a different type of art that wasn't music. So that's really awesome. And the poetry you have, I'm excited to hear you close out the show with the poetry real quick. I'm passing to Jay. Go ahead and do your sponsor thing, my man.
Yeah. Big shout out to our sponsors. I want to go ahead and start with marijuana evaluations, per usual. Anybody out there needing their medical card renewed or just looking for it for the first time, I know it's tax season. Go spend your money wisely and get medicated the legal way. Head over there. They're on 18th Avenue in Camelback. You talk to Edgar, Josh, or basically anybody in there. But Edgar and Josh are my two favorite. I'm just going to say that. I fuck with those niggas the long way. Anyway, head in there. Let them know Hippylifes sent you, and they will take the best care of you. They have the best price in town. So I would not really waste my time unless you're really like that person who bargain shops hard as fuck. Looking for anywhere cheaper. I know I'm going to be going over there within the next month or so because it's about that time. So head over there, and then once you do, get your medical card. Take your ass on out to the west side, Valley of the Sun Medical Dispensary. They're out there on MC 85 and Eddie Albert.
Really quick. She needs to renew her card.
Oh, you could have told me that after the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. She told me to remind you, so I was like, let me make sure I don't.
Oh,
forget.
wait, grenade. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that is a sponsor, so I was just trying to be like, trying to connect that.
We got you.
You got it.
So,
At least you
marijuana evaluations, you will be having a customer coming your way. But yeah, then make sure you go out to the west side, Valley of the Sun, MC 85 and Eddie Albert Way.
Worth the drive.
No, for sure. Let me tell you why. The first patient special, or first time special, you get 35% off the entire store. You get a free medical jar. You get a free pre-roll. And then I have this nice little flyer for you. And if you take that inside, they'll give you another pre-roll on top of your entire order. And that goes for anybody out there, first time special. Yeah, so go ahead, do that. And that's it, man. we definitely might have a new strain coming for y'all. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
It's
keep
in the
that
works.
low.
That's in the low. I'm just gonna keep that very low, but I gotta stunt and just say like we might have our own strain being worked on right now. So I do want to let you guys know that we have literally maybe like 5 pieces of winter gear left. If you want that shit, make sure you go on Facebook or Instagram. What we have is up on our social media. You can order it through there. We got plenty of t-shirts coming, plenty in stock. So make sure you also follow us, Hippylife, on all social media platforms. That's HippyLifeAZ. No space in between. And listen to us on all listening platforms. And let's keep this train rolling. Keep riding this wave, man. It's been fantastic. So if you'd like to do one more poem, we'll go ahead and do that, and then we can end it with some shout-outs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. This one's called Love Like Jazz, and it's probably my favorite one so far. I want to love like jazz. Something so smooth and fulfilling, but can still put you out on your ass. A love with encouraged solos. A love with polyrhythmic grooves. Something I could either sit back and relax to, or that makes me want to get up and move. A love with great structure, a solid foundation. A love with room for growth and improvisation. I want a love that leaves behind legacies for the generations that follow, yet feel so futuristic. They make you yearn for tomorrow. A love that's so classic that if it were to be seen without color, it would still radiate brilliance when viewed through the eyes of another. A love filled with good times that you can enjoy in the moment. I want a love built like a trumpet. It'll still be fine if we blow it. A love filled with moments that you can't wait to be memories. A love filled with transitions that always bring you back to me. I want a love like jazz, a love that works both ways, whether it be slow or fast or even with interchangeable tempos, creating new paths. A love filled with various genres and different ways to make it your own. A love so warm and cozy that wherever we are feels like home. I want a love that sounds like jazz on vinyl where you can still hear the static. A love where every imperfection matters and wouldn't be the same without it. I want a love that travels time, whether alone or with a band. Oh man, I can't wait to find me a love just like jazz.
That's what's up.
Man, killing it. Absolutely.
Getting
it.
Thank you so much, for real. And yeah, we gotta get that. I want a copy of the book as soon as it comes out. I want one.
Sure.
So I guess the best way to like stay on, like kind of get updates about that would be to follow me like on Instagram.
Okay.
Gemini_CAI. You can check my website too. It'll be up there. But I'm gonna be changing domains pretty soon. But until then, Gemini-CAI, and you guys can get shirts and hoodies and kind of support the whole thing and get in, stay in touch, stay tuned. The big things popping.
I can't wait to hear it all.
Well, Ms. Gemini, why don't you take us out with outro or shout outs? I'm sorry. Anybody special? Or?
I mean, my baby, my mom. That's really it.
All right.
That works.
No,
We out here. Hello.
Hello, we doing
Hey,
shit. Real
you
gang
doing
shit.
Gang.
That's what's up. All right. K-Boy.
Just shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to just my family and you guys, man.
For real, man. Love you too. I'll go next. I'll just do a quick shout out. Shout out to Miss V for having us at her performance.
Yes.
dope. For real.
Really appreciate that. And shout out to all the other female artists out there that did their thing. Not the manager, but his artist. Shout out to her specifically for having to work through that. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
You're amazing. I'm pretty sure you know who you are, but shout out to all the lady artists out there, the real queens of hip-hop. Every single one of you guys are queens out there. Don't let any fucking decision that's made change your mind. You guys all do your thing, and it was a pleasure to be a part of that. Shout out to my gang because, man, we taking the fuck over. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, we're moving. And just shout out to everyone that's riding the wave. Shout out to King Dom, bro, for having us a part of his listening party.
Yes.
Very proud of you, bro, for making those damn moves, man. That album, make sure you cop his album. February 15th, bro. It's going to be fire. Precautions. Make sure you get that. And lastly, shout out to Cowboy and his family getting ready to bring in that baby girl into the world. First kid for him, so shout out to him, and
Nice.
shout out to my fam, and that's it.
Dope.
Jonesy.
I'm gonna shout out anybody that fucks with my music, my fans or whatnot, so on and so forth. I think I get caught up a lot in the music and trying to get more fans, and I don't appreciate the people that do actually listen to my music right now. So, I mean, I want to make sure that I let them know that I definitely appreciate every single body that has fucked with me as far as my music and everything like that. Man, it means so much to me, and we'll keep making hits, man. We'll keep going.
Flex, nigga. This A Jones. Y'all niggas better get up. This the Hippy Chronicles, episode 16. We'll see y'all next week. I'm getting hyped right now, yeah.
Let's go. Hey. Yeah. Flex. I kill 'em all when I dance. Rex. I'm tryna get to the rags. Set. I hold it down with my hand. Bless. I just let God do the rest. Flex. I kill 'em all when I dance. Rex. I'm tryna get to the rags. Set. I hold it down with my hand. Bless. I just let God do the rest. Yeah, fuck what you niggas be talking about. I'm the one that really got the sound. I'm the one that step up in the club, get up on stage, cut the lights out. I need the bag like right now. Your girl with me getting piped down. Happy the head to wear the crown. Hottest in the city right now. Bars on me like a curse. HL on the shirt. Young Hippy got the herb. My whole team put in work. Kill him with the first verse. I don't even need a reason. Every time I do a feature, I tear these niggas into pieces. Kinda feel like treason. I can really care less. Buff a ball with the best. Switch right through the net. I got hits on deck. Got these niggas so stressed. Got these bitches so wet. Cause I kill them all when I flex. Flex. I kill them all when I flex. Rex. I'm tryna get to the rags. Set. I hold it down with my hand. Bless. I just let God do the rest. Flex. I kill them all when I flex. Rex. I'm tryna get to the rags. Set. I hold it down with my hand. Bless. I just let God do the rest. Flexing on these niggas, swear to God, I'm just the realest. I've been grinding, trying to get it. They can't stop us cause we winning. Yeah. Flexing on these niggas, stick to me and I enjoy life. Fucking with these niggas, I ain't fucking with these bitches. Yeah. I done got too lit on this shit going in. Fucking man, you know I'm coming with the hits. I done got too lit off the weed and the drink. Fucking man, let me take another sip. I didn't let shit slide for too long. I'm trying to tell you I'm not the one you should be sleeping on. I'm trying to tell you that I really want to smoke. I'm trying to tell you come and get this work from the go. Flex. I kill 'em all when I flex. Rex. I'm tryna get to the rags.